Hi there, this is Pat McDonald, your host for Vote for Vermont, where our tagline is listening beyond the sound bites. Ask me what that means. That means if they tell you it's free, you better darn well check. That's what that's about. Anyway, joining me in studio is Brad Ferland, who has, I don't know what to say, Ferland Marketing.
Yep.
Blue Moon Farms.
Yep.
And doing WDEV. How many times a week did you tell me you're doing it now?
Once a week, every Monday.
Oh, every Monday. Oh, because I heard you. Because maybe they were repeating it. I heard
Yes.
I heard you like 6:30, and I'm with Bruce going, what is he doing at 6:30 at night? That's when I called you. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome.
A lot of broadcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Pat.
This is fun. I like chatting with you.
Me too.
Yeah, that's cool. We have to go to, what is that place? No, I don't think anybody knows about it, in Greensboro.
Oh, the Highland Center for the Arts.
Highland Center, that's where Brad and I go there every once in a while together. Not together, but we sit together.
Yeah.
And my minister from church went last week, and I'm sorry I didn't go, but I couldn't. They had talking about songs from slave days.
Yeah.
And the story behind them. I mean, that must have been fabulous.
And it wasn't about escape. It was about revolt. Which means that people in the community, both those who were enslaved and those who were, freedom fighters, so to speak, they would take the problem on at risk of their lives, right?
Right.
They would engage rather than run.
Wow.
Super brave.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have heard some of the songs.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think we started being friends in the Yankee days, didn't we?
Vermont Yankee days, yep, back in the day when electricity was 4.9 cents a kilowatt hour.
Yeah, right. And now it's, I don't know, what is it now? It must be.
I don't know, 25,
Yeah,
30.
right, it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good days.
Yeah.
Those days. And so we've been friends ever since, and I wanted to chat with you a little bit. Particularly, you should start because people know you from WDEV. You do a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we were co-hosts, I guess, in the beginning there when who was doing it? He left and went to.
Well, Corm.
Yeah, no, the
Well.
the host there. He did it 5 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Rick
Singari.
Singari. I had him on the show once because I couldn't believe he did it. That's a lot of work.
Remarkable.
Yeah, that's just, he must have been up till 2 in the morning every morning.
Yeah, and he scripted every show, every question, everything in advance, which is quite remarkable.
I bet he's liking life now. He's working for a nonprofit.
Yeah, and does a great job.
And does a good job, yes.
Yeah.
So how do you approach the show?
I love the privilege of doing radio. I think it's just amazing.
Yep.
We get to pick our own guests, and I really have had a tremendous diversity of guests. I do the political side, the Montpelier side, which we do because that's part of a.
Right.
But I do a lot of the arts. I do a lot of the musicians. I do recovery. I do the police stuff, military, suicide, alcoholism, all of the things that are real.
Right.
And going all the way back 2 or 3 years ago, I had a woman from Australia who wrote a book about the orphanage in Burlington there was tremendous child abuse.
Yep.
And she came all the way from Australia, wrote this beautiful book about a horrific situation. So we get that kind of thing, and it's just remarkable.
But you also do a lot of research. First you have to find them.
Yeah.
Then you do all the research, which takes an inordinate amount of time. I don't think people even realize that.
Yeah, my Sunday afternoon, I Google people. You're like being nosy, right? As nosy as can be.
Right.
And find the tidbits that are, give you a little bit of a talking point with them. But I don't script questions. I really like conversation to go where it goes. And as you know, at WDEV, it's very intimate. It's like this, right? Across from each other, you're just chatting. And that's when the good stuff happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. I like, you've done a lot of authors, can't even say the word, authors, and here in Vermont, and we have a lot of
We do.
authors, well-known authors.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing those shows. I just get to know the author and why they picked that particular topic. And
It's remarkable.
we have so much talent in this state, and
Yeah.
I don't think people outside know what we've got. We were just talking at the last show I did about, you name a medium, and we've got somebody famous in it.
Yeah, we do.
You know, from woodworking to singing to theater to, just name it.
Yeah, you'd think going way back, Solzhenitsyn lives in
Right.
Cavendish or something, right?
Right.
Who knew? How do you find
Yeah.
Cavendish?
Yeah.
Uh,
I
so,
didn't spell it.
yeah, either
Yeah.
Cavendish or Solzhenitsyn.
Yeah. I miss the radio. I really do.
Yeah, well, you were
because-
good at it.
Well, I enjoyed it because, not to say this, but you don't have to dress up.
Right,
You don't have to worry about how you look,
yeah,
and you know, it's really cool. And
Yeah.
people call sometimes, and you know they're listening because they'll talk to you afterwards about it or send you notes.
It can be incredibly emotional. I interviewed somebody who was a veteran from Iraq, and we were talking about PTSD and stuff, and sort of all of the, you know, the suicide and the alcoholism and the drugs and all that stuff that
Right.
occur in that. And we get a call from northern New York from a Vietnam veteran
Oh,
who was just saying, thank you for talking about this, you know?
nice.
That's when you go, wow, okay, this is worth it, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've hit home. Somebody can relate to.
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm sure on those subjects, people are afraid to talk. If you were the veteran, you're afraid to
Yeah.
bring up things you shouldn't.
And that is the beauty of what I love about the show is we talk about things that people know, people are familiar with, people are intimate with,
Right.
and yet if it's a secret, then it's not helping anybody. But
Right.
as soon as you start talking openly about it, people go, oh yeah, that's like my uncle, or this, you know,
Right.
this is happening, or this is happening. So then once the secret's unveiled, so to speak, and secret's not a negative term, but just the fact that people talk about it,
Yeah.
then they can start their journey of getting out of it. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, that's right. And the more you talk about it, hopefully the better it gets.
Yeah,
Because I was talking before, my husband he has Parkinson's, he goes to a Parkinson's group.
yeah,
And what a difference, because he knows when he says to somebody, I don't feel well, I would say, I'm sorry, but I really don't know.
yeah,
But you might know because you've experienced what he's experienced.
so
You
important.
know, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
You know, so it's good that you keep doing that. And your voice is great on it. I love the voice. It's cool.
well, thank
I'm
you.
a little loud on that. Lee would go, just slow it down, lower that voice. But anyway, so you've been there how many years? You've been 3 years?
Between 3 and 4 now, I think, yeah.
Time goes, right?
It's amazing. And I sort of got thrown in the chair, right? They were looking for somebody.
Yeah, right.
And I just, like I said, I feel like it's a real privilege. People come on the show, they're willing to share their story.
Yep.
And it's from here to there, right? And sometimes in between. We don't know where they are in their journey, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think you pointed it out. It's very intimate. It's close.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a large studio.
No.
It's this big.
Yeah.
And so when people come in, they really, after a while, they really think it's just you and me,
Yeah.
rather than who knows how many people are out listening. But it means something to them, and I loved it. I really did. I miss it. But there you go.
Yeah, one of my reoccurring guests just before Christmas every year is Elizabeth Von Trapp, who's
Oh, gosh, yes.
the granddaughter of
Yeah.
the Von Trapp family. And she has a remarkable story. First of all, she's a Von Trapp, right? But they were in a farmhouse in the Waitsfield area with a famous dad,
Yeah.
somewhat, but farming, music in the house, all that stuff. And now she's been going over to Salzburg and being a summer guide for tourists. And you know, how can you imagine having the granddaughter of the Von Trapps
Exactly.
showing you around where, you know, Sound of Music is filmed, going up on the mountain and all that
Oh,
stuff.
that's great.
And there's a saint of Salzburg who was, I can't remember the saint's name, but I found a little statue of the saint that I got from like a European country and brought it to the studio. And when she came in, I had it on the ledge
Oh, perfect.
with a little candle.
Oh, Brett, she must have loved it.
Yeah, it was like a bread maker or something, you know,
cool.
for the, so it was really
That'll
cool.
make her feel at home.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great story, isn't it? So
Yeah.
a whole lot of- I knew one of the Von Trapp, she lived down in our area here, and she would come to a group meeting that we had. Oh no, they lived in Waitsfield too, and she's since passed away, but she was one of the daughters.
Yeah.
But she was a daughter after, like she was
Right.
born here.
Yeah.
She wasn't born over in Austria, and she told stories that were amazing. When we go to this meeting, we didn't pay much attention to the speaker. We were talking to her about her fabulous stories.
I believe it.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's just among one of several things you do. Talk to us a little bit about, I love this name, Blue Moon Farm.
Yeah, so the Blue Moon Farm, my daughter was about 10, 9 or 10. We did some sheep sitting, say that very carefully, up in Elmore for friends.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with the ambiance and the serenity of the sheep. We'd bring them up to the pasture and just watching them and feeling it. So we ended up buying 3 sheep from there. And then we ended up buying a 4th sheep from Putney, Vermont to breed Clove. And it was a remarkable story because Clove was at this Putney farm. I'd heard about her for sale.
Oh, her name was Clove?
Yeah.
Cool.
So Chelsea and I, on my part of my story is that my dad committed suicide when I was 8 years old, right?
Sorry about that.
So on the anniversary of my dad's suicide, I said to Chelsea, why don't we make that the day we go look for Clove, right? So we get in the car. It's COVID time, so people are, you know, it's all weird, right? It's a beautiful fall day, October 17th, and we go to Putney, beautiful foliage, beautiful everything, warm day. We get to this Putney farm, and it's up in the sticks, right? And the shepherd comes out and greets us and says to us that Clove's in this flock over in the paddock with about 25 other sheep, right? And she said to Chelsea, if you want to just walk a little ways away down towards them, I'll try to point Clove out and you can see what she looks like.
Oh.
So Chelsea goes across this little meadow, squats down, and one sheep leaves the group, comes right to Chelsea, and it's Clove.
Oh, that is amazing.
And she starts petting Clove, right?
That made me cry.
And we go, okay, I go to the shepherd, well, we'll take her. And she couldn't believe it either.
Yeah.
So we left Clove there and had her bred for, you know, a 2-month period. We went back in late November, picked her up, put her in the barn with the other 3, and that was it until in March, Chelsea comes running into the house. She goes, there's a lamb on the ground, right? So Clove has 1 lamb, and then an hour later she has another lamb.
Ah.
And then probably like 3 hours later, there was just this really, you know, heart-wrenching. We didn't know if another lamb was coming or not. We went through a 3rd lamb was born. It was going to die. It had no energy.
Yeah.
So our neighbors and Chelsea and I, we tubed it with colostrum, brought it to life.
Right.
It was like vibrant. We still have
how
we still have Clover. And then when I was looking at the dates of the birth, it was all on the same day. The 3 lambs were born. It was on my dad's birthday.
Oh my God.
So
Oh, well, now we'll be crying on video. That's great. What a super story.
It was pretty amazing.
Oh, my
And it
word.
was just this, if you look towards the universe for things that are there for signs, right? They're there.
Yeah, they are. You have to pay attention, but they're there.
You have to pay attention, but it was such a
That's
gift.
a beautiful story.
Such a
You
gift.
should write about that.
Yeah. No, I've written about it, and it'll go into a book.
Oh, I was going to say a book.
Yeah.
You and Anson Tibbetts have the best Facebook pages because you take the most fabulous pictures.
Oh.
And at the end of this video, I'm showing my favorite picture, which are the lambs, and it's snowing, and they're coming out of the barn. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to someday get it framed. There's something about it that is like, oh, it is. You make super pictures, and you do a lot of walking on your. Is that on your property?
Yeah.
Or nearby where you talk about walking? And
Well, I hike Elmore every
Yeah,
full
wow.
moon. I've been doing that for 5 or 6 years, and that's just a cathartic break for me.
But the way you write about it, you just write so beautifully.
Yeah, thank you.
You do. I read them all, and I think I would encourage people to go check it out because you are a beautiful writer.
Yeah, thanks. It was May was a really special month because it was May 1st and May 31st were both full moons. So I hiked
That's a
Elmore
lot of
twice.
hiking. Yeah.
And it's a blue moon. The second moon in a month, full moon, is a blue moon.
Aha.
So the once in a blue moon, which hadn't happened for about a year and a half.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
And both nights I got beautiful moon rises.
Nice.
So
Well, how close are you to Elmore?
it's a drive, hour and 15 minutes away.
Oh, wow. That's
And then-
dedication.
The hike in the summer, I can do it pretty quickly. In the middle of the winter, it's
It's tough.
a little harder,
Yeah, I bet.
but it's worth
And
it.
does Chelsea go with you sometimes? or-
She occasionally goes. My son went with me on May 31st. We got to the fire tower at 9:25 at night, climbed the fire tower, and the moon just started coming up over
beautiful.
over Lake Elmore.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah, it's just it's gorgeous. And hermit thrush are abundant on Elmore, which is our state bird.
State bird, right?
They have a beautiful song, and this time I actually on May 1st, I was able to film a hermit thrush, which usually you don't often see them.
Right.
You hear them, but you don't see them. And then had the serenity of beavers swimming calmly without fear,
Right.
which I filmed as well. So it was really a great
Nice.
hike.
What a great place for your daughter to grow up.
Yeah,
She likes it.
she's great at farming.
Yeah.
She does. We do all the clipping of the hooves. She does. I flip the sheep over.
Oh, yes, right. I see how you're supposed to do that. I watch Dr. Pole a lot.
Okay, yeah.
and a whole bunch of the other vets, and that's how they hold them.
Yeah, you hold it with the head right. I hold the sheep, and she clips away, and we give the shots, and we bring them to pasture and back. It's healthy living.
That's great. Good
Yeah.
for you. That's really nice. So on to a Ferland Marketing.
Yeah.
It's an actual firm that you've been involved in quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that how you got involved in Yankee back in the day? Or was
Yeah.
it through marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a helper boy.
What is that? What is a helper boy? What does he do?
Well, I think I look at things from the outside without, high emotion in marketing. It could be business or in politics. Try to anticipate things that could be problematic and find remedy.
Good.
And remedy is often just honest education, right? If it has the added benefit of being the truth, our good friend Brian Cosgrove used to say, then you're on the right track. So I've been really lucky. I've done a lot of different projects over the years. I think of the state and the State House was trying to shut down how Champlain Water District treated water years ago.
Really?
They were using something called monochloramine as a secondary treatment for the water.
That's not good.
No, it is good
Oh.
because it prevents things like cancer, reproductive cancers and stuff
I like that.
that get, if without the monochloramines at the end of the line of the water systems, problems happen, right?
Huh.
So there was a group in San Francisco or something that was protesting monochloramines, and then it made its way to Vermont.
Ah.
And it was just a process of educating, right? Taking the emotion away and talking to the legislators, which we do,
Right.
and trying to give them accurate information. But I guess where I was headed with it, first of all, I couldn't smell monochloramine. I didn't know what a monochloramine was, any of that. But I
Yeah,
get to
right.
learn about those
Sure,
things.
that's great.
And then once I learn, then I can help with the education process.
And you're still doing marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you allowed to talk about some of the things you've done, or is it a secret?
Husky injection
Oh,
I was spokesperson for Husky back in the day when there was just a farm field.
yeah.
I got a call from Frank Coffey, who was
Oh, wow.
Greater Burlington
Yeah.
Industrial Development Corp. And he said, "Can you go to Bolton on Thursday?" And I was going, "Sure." Well, he was talking about Bolton, Ontario.
Yeah.
We get in a
Not our Bolton.
little airplane. We
Yeah,
fly up
Oh.
and meet Husky, and it was built on a 100-acre farm field in Milton, Vermont, with a rail system.
Something
But
about a bridge.
there was
I
a
remember that discussion.
promised bridge across Lake Arrowhead.
Yep.
And so I just I did what I described.
Yep.
I really became intimate with Milton and Milton government. We did a lot of public meetings where
Oh, good.
the owner of Husky at the time, Robert Chad, would just lay it out honestly. He said, "Look, I want this, all these buildings eventually. This is the master plan.
Yep.
I'm showing you everything. If you guys accept
for him.
us, you accept
Yep.
us. If you don't, that's okay. But this is what we're going to do, not sort of a trick thing."
Yep.
And I remember on one house meeting with so many people, probably 60 people in the room, and just him telling the truth, right?
They probably weren't used to that totally.
And they got to
Yeah, they
vent,
tells us,
right? And it produced a lot of jobs in Milton.
Yeah.
Milton, it really had a lot of potential and continues to realize potential.
Yeah, right.
So
That's great. It was a good company.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they moved back home though, right? Didn't they at some point?
How do you mean
They transferred some folks back home.
Well, but they're still a full-fledged plant
Yeah,
there.
but there was a point at which I don't know what happened, but they did move some folks back,
Yeah,
but they're doing good.
yeah, they brought people in from
Yeah,
all
back
over
and
the
forth.
world
Right.
for the startup. Yeah,
It's a good company.
yeah.
And what other things have you done? And how did the Travels with Charlie? That's my favorite. I just love Charlie Papillo.
Yeah, Charlie's an amazing guy.
He's great.
And so I was a listener of WVMT, and
Yeah.
it was Charlie and Ernie, and then Charlie,
I
Ernie,
was
and
on their
Lisa.
show once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the station got sold. Paul Goldman was the owner, and he sold the station. And Charlie and Ernie essentially retired at that point. They had done it for 20-something years. Ernie and probably Charlie never missed a show in all of those years.
Wow.
5 days a week,
Whoa,
up at
Really?
3 in the morning. Amazing.
yeah. They must put in the same amount of effort
Yeah.
as you do, pretty much.
Well,
Can you imagine doing your show 5 days a week?
no.
When I was talking to Rick Sanger, I was shaking my head going, good grief.
Yeah.
Be ready for the hospital about after week 2.
I must say it's gotten easier because a lot of people, I seem to have more access to guests, so that's good.
Well, you're getting popular.
Well, it's been great.
Yeah.
So Charlie, I called Charlie up because my friend Asher Crisp and I had been talking about a concept of having a show where we have diametrically opposed people on the same show and have Charlie. We were trying to figure out how we would do it,
Yeah.
but I had coffee with Charlie and I said, "Charlie, look, we want to do this show, and what about you being the host of it? And we'll get all the guests, we'll line up the filming, Asher will direct and I'll produce, and you show up and do the show. And he was a natural, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we did 40 shows all across Vermont. Asher called it edutainment because we always we shot one up in Elmore when the plastic bags were being banned.
Yeah.
And we put a plastic bag on Charlie. We had him underwater in Elmore. We had him come out of Elmore and filming it like he was the swamp monster. He walks in.
He could play that.
He did. He walks into the Elmore store with this plastic bag on, and Warren Miller, who owned the store at the time with Kathy,
Warren, right.
goes, "Sir, you can't come in here with that plastic bag."
Ah.
And then we did the episode with the legislator and I think somebody who was defending plastic bags.
Right.
So,
That was great.
but it was what we often found was once people have their discussion, they're not as far apart.
Yeah.
And
Deflate the balloon.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that is very
I thought
important
those
today
were great
too.
segments. Why was Jeff Davis on? Was that the same show or?
No, Jeff
doing
did.
something
Well, it
else,
was
yeah.
Travels with Charlie.
Oh.
I think
He
Jeff.
was in a tent or something.
Yeah, he was on the Walmart site because he had developed the St. Albans Walmart, and so we were just talking about the controversy around bringing a big box into a community. And
Right.
St. Albans now is absolutely flourishing,
I bet.
and in fact, we have something called Cafe Monet, a 5-star gourmet restaurant right downtown in St.
Wow.
Albans,
Whoa.
and it's become an eatery destination, beautiful park and all this stuff. So we did that episode. We did episodes on just so many things, on school choice with David Kelly, our good friend David Kelly. We filmed that in a school bus driving around rural Vermont.
Yeah.
And we shot an episode in the tower here in Montpelier.
Oh, right.
Charlie dressed up in a night outfit, 80-degree weather, and he was up in the top of the tower.
Oh, my goodness. Waiting for the princess or something?
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
I haven't met him all that much over the years, but every time I see him, it's like he's like Governor Snelling. He knows you. He remembers it. He's got a great memory for
Yeah.
people and faces and
Yeah.
conversation. That's a real bonus.
He and I have become really close friends.
He's a great guy.
He's just a great guy. And
Is he still doing his pizza?
no, he retired that about a year and a half ago.
Oh, I've never had it, and I've been
Yeah.
dying to have it.
Papillo pizza was
Yeah,
delicious.
right.
Wood fired.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted, but I never was where he was. And,
He did a bacon, onion, and potato pizza.
oh, stop.
It was great.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. He's just got a great personality.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about you, Jeff Davis, and
Oh,
I mentioned it while we were sitting in the church in the funeral.
Jeff's a great guy.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because I worked for his dad for quite a few
For
years.
Dudley.
Dudley. That man could work an audience. He walked in after something happened at the bank and everybody was kind of mad at him. By the time he left, they were clapping and all loving him and shaking his hand, and I went, I want to be able to do that. How does he just does it. He had that ability.
Yeah, not only that, Dudley was in the banking world where handshake meant a lot, right?
Right?
And I think that he probably changed a lot of people's lives who other banks would never look at in a million years.
And a handshake was a deal.
Yeah.
That was it, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's great.
great guy. And Jeff's an absolute great guy too.
Oh, I bet. Really. And his brother, he's got, 2 sisters, I think. And they're a great family.
Yeah.
They're really great.
Yeah,
And I learned a lot from Dudley.
yeah, I bet.
I did, just watching.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I want to be able to do that. He always told the truth. And he
Yeah.
always was a man of his word.
Yeah,
And if he said something, you can go to the bank.
yeah,
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah, how
So,
ironic.
yeah. But anyway, so I think when in talking with you, I think that you're such a gift at gabbing and stuff, and on politics, on communications. Your marketing company must really be well used, I would think. You must be busy.
I've been very fortunate.
Yeah.
It's just word of mouth kind of thing.
Do you work out of your home, or do you
Yeah,
have it all you do?
yeah. I mean, I go to Montpelier when I have to,
Yeah.
and I travel when I have to, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Um,
Well, a lot of people need help. I watch some commercials sometimes, and I'm like, what was that?
Yeah.
What's the message supposed to be, and who the heck is the audience? Because it wasn't me.
yeah,
You know, they just do goofy things. I don't know how they think about it.
yeah,
They put this stuff out, and you're like, what is that?
yeah. Well, it happens. Really trying to understand the product is important.
Right, and the people you're trying to sell to. Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I, when I started in marketing, decades ago in the 80s, I would accept everybody, right, in the
Right.
beginning, because I was trying to put food on the table.
Well, yeah, that's important.
And as time goes on, you start getting, the vibe, good or bad, right? So that if there's a red flag, it's not a good thing, because you can't really represent the entity in a good, honest
Right.
way, right? So I kind of was able to learn that boundary, which was important, and then really be able to help whoever I'm working with, to the highest level of
Right.
my ability, and so.
It must be fun. There's a gentleman that I've worked with at Brandford, I can't even say the word, Brandfordology, and he does branding. And I
Yeah,
think you sound like that would be something you would be able to do. How do you present yourself to the public? I've worked with him sometimes on Vermont as a state, presenting itself to people that we want to move here,
yeah,
to do all that stuff
Yeah.
that we need to do, housing and blah, 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 and how to present ourselves. We're not just all cows and
Yeah.
maple syrup. There's a whole bunch of other stuff here
there is,
that we don't market, and I don't understand
yeah.
why we don't do that.
Well, we have a lot of challenges in Vermont right now. We don't have housing, so businesses have trouble attracting employees. That's a problem.
Right?
We have very high taxes. Affordability is an issue. I know it's a cliche word now, but
Yeah, but it's for real.
we've had a 40% tax increase in the last 5 years in Vermont,
That's
property
ridiculous.
tax. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Maybe we should stop spending. Just a thought.
Yeah, I know. It's a curious thought. They're now taxing the change you find in the couch is the newest tax. No, it's not happening, but
Don't put an idea in their head.
it
They
might
do
happen. Yeah. And one of the things that I work hard on is addiction. We have our substance
Yes,
use
you do
addiction.
a yearly conference.
Yeah,
addiction.
we have
Talk about that. That's cool.
well, we have Melinda White is my co-founder and co-chair. She and I started this 5 years ago on Valentine's Day in Montpelier.
Huh.
We had about 50 people in the room, and we had speakers, Don Tatro from Jenna's Promise,
Oh.
and it was probably one of the emotional hours of people's lives,
Wow.
because we were talking about the real world of addiction and recovery and deaths and everything. So that was in February 14th, 5 years ago, and I said to Melinda, we've got to do this at a bigger venue, and we've got to have public access
Right?
and broaden it. So we rented the fairgrounds that August
Wow.
for the first time. We went out and we volunteer everything we do,
Yep.
but we raised money to pay for the fairgrounds, pay for stuff. Got underway, had the first one, then we had the second, and now our fifth is coming up.
Wow.
We raised enough money to cover advertising. CAX has been a partner with us.
Bet. Yeah.
The state, Monica Hudd, who's the chief prevention officer for the state, has been an amazing resource.
Huh.
Jenna's Promise and all these other people. And the reality is, first of all, a lot of people die from opiates in Vermont, but the bigger reality is more people die from alcoholism in Vermont every year than drugs.
Oh, now that surprises me.
It's surprising to everybody because all the focus is on, like Burlington and the
Right.
needles but every community in Vermont has issues. So we have things that the summit has addressed each year that we look to have improvements on, meaning more beds.
Yeah.
If somebody suddenly wants to be in recovery and they can't get a bed,
Oh,
they're not going to,
no, they're not
it
gonna hang
ends
around.
there. Yeah.
Right.
And having more, separating the addiction from the person. It's so very important. And Greg and Don Tatro, who lost their daughter Janet to an overdose,
Yeah.
they were so clear about saying you have to look at the beautiful soul of the person and not the drugs or the
Right,
alcohol they're
right.
on. And when you can do that, then you can help them
help them.
recover as a person.
Remind them who they used to be.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
get lost in it.
And give them hope, because even at the lowest point in life, right? If you're using drugs heavily or using alcohol heavily, you can get out of it. It can happen. Happens all the time. When we do the summit, we have sort of a break mid-summit with music and stuff, and we have people who stand up and say, hold a poster, 5 days sober, or 20 days sober, or a year sober, or whatever, or clean and
Right.
sober. And we have 100 booths at the summit.
Oh, wow.
So we have the summit portion for an hour and a half where we
Yeah.
have speakers like Commissioner Murad will be here, the Commissioner of Health will be with us. We've had all these people who talk about things that are going on, and we talk about our summit goals, what hasn't happened, and how can we make it happen.
Is there anything, I know this is probably a very silly question, but is there anything that really works? I mean, it must be up to the person who wants to change. That's
Yep.
the first thing I would think, but then is there anything, because I've been thinking, sitting here, of all the things we've tried over the years, the one door, you enter one door and everything's all there for you, and then they had something with drugs where they would give you synthetic drugs to make you feel like you're on drugs.
Yeah.
And I always thought, well, I always found that a little, without making them go to treatment.
Right.
I always disagreed with that approach, but
It's
I don't know, what works? Does anything work?
well, what works is everything works.
It depends on you.
It depends on the person. MAT, which you're talking about, medical assisted treatment,
Yeah,
gets used a lot nowadays. Even internists are prescribing. So a lot of people go on something that they can at least be on a maintenance thing.
right. And that's a synthetic
Yeah,
drug. It's
yeah.
not really a drug, it's just what you feel like.
Right.
It's-
It gives you, it's better than being out on the street
Right, for sure.
shooting heroin.
Yeah,
Self-help groups are a big part of the world for people to go into and network with other people. That's important. There's a spiritual and religious approach to recovery that works for people. Rehabs. The thing about recovery in Vermont that's so important to know is you cannot just treat a person for 2 weeks and say, have a good
I see
life,
it,
right? Because they go right back to what they were doing.
Yeah,
You have to give them detox, and then a bed, and then after the bed, a step down, and after the step down, you have to work on the things that were getting them to do it
Right,
in the beginning, which is a lot of, mental health is a big part of addiction,
Yeah.
right?
sure.
And so job development, so they can earn some money, so that they're not in poverty, a bed, a house, an apartment, things like that, workforce development, maybe getting their GED if they hadn't get
Yeah.
that, getting legal help, getting psychological help, the psychologist, psychiatrist, getting, marital help.
Right,
It's everything.
Right.
It's big picture. And
because I bet the people at home need some help and training too,
It-
to deal with what's happening to their loved ones.
They absolutely do.
Right.
We get calls all the time. People, my uncle is doing this, or I keep saying uncle. It's not my uncle, but or my kid or something,
Yeah.
and they hear things like, we want to do an intervention, which can be great, or it can be the worst thing in the world.
Right.
Dealing with the depression is often a big part of this. The poverty. This is like Maslow's basic hierarchy
Right.
needs that people aren't getting met at so many levels.
How did you get involved in this? I mean,
I've been in recovery for 23 years. So I was at the crossroads of either living or dying,
oh
essentially.
my God, Brett,
Yeah.
well, good for you. You really.
Drinking myself to death, essentially. And I was really lucky. I was really lucky that it was not me, it was just like the universe just gave me an opening to stop drinking,
Right.
where I was waking up in the morning going, oh my God, you got to do something about your drinking, and then an hour later drinking, right? I was doing something about my
Right,
drinking, I was
exactly.
drinking.
Let's see, what can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've lived it, and I know that you can get from the very darkest
Right.
spot in the world,
That must be a great, I'm sure you tell people that story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they must get satisfaction out of it, that maybe it's possible. Because then to return and help people that were struggling.
It's the
you know
greatest.
what they're going through.
It's a gift for anybody who's in recovery to help somebody in recovery.
Right,
You get more out of it than they do.
yeah,
You really do, because you're reinforcing what helped you.
right,
You're helping them, and you're also there's no like fooling somebody who's been through it, right?
right, exactly.
The line doesn't work.
Right, right. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a series, Jolinda LeClaire,
Yeah.
when she was in the state, she asked me and this gentleman from Burlington who has a show on recovery. And we sort of split, they broke it down into education, into recovery. I mean, they had all these segments, and we brought in experts on each of these
Yeah.
on the segments, doctors and stuff from here in central Vermont. And whoa, did I learn? I mean, I learned so much, and it just sucks you right in.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see how to get out. I mean, it was very educational for me.
Yeah.
Because I was asking questions I didn't know the answer to,
Right.
which they tell you you're never supposed to do.
Right.
But I learned so much. I walked away from that going, wow. And they were using it in state government in some of their programs to help people.
Yeah.
It was cool.
There's always hope.
Yeah.
Is the most important thing. No matter where you are, there's always hope, and you don't know what you don't know, right? If you feel like you're at the absolute bottom and it's total darkness for you, and you get on the journey, right? And it can be difficult. It is. But you get on the journey, and then really good things start happening, right? If you have grandkids and you suddenly can spend time with them, or you have, whatever it is, you can start living again. And it definitely is so achievable. And you can work on the stuff, right?
Right.
Everybody's got the stuff
Yeah.
that sits
The stuff.
inside them, and
Yeah.
it comes out at the most inopportune time. Music can play. It's a song that makes you cry,
Yeah, right, exactly.
or an anniversary date of the death of a loved one, or whatever it is, or a divorce, or whatever. All these things
Yeah.
are part of our world.
It's good to get them out. Years ago, I went to get some help, and I don't need any help. And all of a sudden, I don't know where it came from, but blah.
Start
And-
bawling, yeah.
Oh, it was ridiculous. All the things I was saying,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, where the heck did that come from? It wasn't like I was thinking about it, but it was just so
Yeah.
making me mad and packed down, and it just felt better afterwards, I'll say.
I remember going to a therapist and driving there, like a 35, 40-minute drive, and going, this is so ridiculous. Why am I doing this?
Right.
This is going to be the biggest waste of time. And then 35 minutes into it, we hit on something that I never could have found myself, ever,
Yeah,
and go, oh my God. And it's puzzle pieces.
yeah.
You
right.
put them together, and it gives you a better picture about why you're feeling so bad. And then the important thing is, how do you take yourself forward, right?
Right.
That's the important
Yeah,
thing.
and that's when you probably, I don't know how much more support you need, but you need that support.
Yeah.
And I'm sure from your family, I keep thinking as you're talking about the family and how the support must be really so important to keep the person going.
Yeah, it's support from all avenues, right?
Totally.
I have a wonderful brother and sister. That's amazing. I was drinking when up until my son was about 8, and that's when I got sober. And it was so important. And once, sobriety brings about new lenses
Right.
of life looking. And my daughter has never seen me drink, and we get to farm together. So the gifts are
Yeah, that's
enormous.
great.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah.
Put a big smile on your face.
Well,
And I bet
I'm
people-
lucky. Yeah.
People really would like to hear that story because you are successful and you're well known. And we like you, Brad.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We like you.
I'm a helper boy.
I guess you are. Maybe being a helper isn't a bad thing.
No, it's a
No,
good
that's
thing.
So I'm just, before we end that subject, how many people do you get to come and to be the actual
To the summit,
attendees here?
we've hit between 2,000 and 3,000
Oh, my word.
last year, and I hope we'll get 5,000 this year.
And do you have enough people there to help and give them? the
Yeah, we have
support?
volunteers. It's
Yeah.
very well organized. The thing about the summit that's important is you can come totally incognito.
Right,
You can walk through the door. Everything's free because we raise money. The booths are free. Entry to the summit's free. Everything is free. And there is recovery centers from all over the state of Vermont there that we could rehab somebody that day and get them to a bed if they wanted. So it's A to Z, and it's anybody can come. That's the
That's
beauty of
great.
it. It's Friday, July 31st.
yeah. Do you have any tickets or
Nope.
you need to sign up? You
Nope,
just show
just
up?
walk through the door.
Wow,
And we have people leaving who are just going, thank you so much for, I found people in Rutland who we needed to because they couldn't even find their daughter, right? Their daughter was in the streets of Rutland. They connected with the Rutland Recovery Center, and they figured out how they could do that.
great.
Yep.
Yep.
Those are the victories.
We had a man here years ago. I had him on my show. He was visiting the State House. He had written a book about his son and needing recovery, and the child passed away. And he just was so like you, wanting to do something. And he wrote this book, and he went around talking to colleges and he was a great speaker. And I bet he must have reached people, because what you're saying, once you hear your story from somebody else, you feel like, whoa, maybe there is
Totally.
somebody listening.
You do hear your story
Yeah.
when people are sharing, and then you don't feel so alone.
Right,
And then you go, whoa, you relate to that.
right.
We are seeing, the marketing to the younger kids is rampant. The vaping, the flavored vaping, flavored tobaccos, all that stuff. People are saying it's not problematic. Well, it is problematic.
Of course it is, if you've got flavor.
You're addicting kids at a young age, and it's a gateway. And
I thought we were sort of against that and stopping it and pushing back on people that are, no.
we made some progress
There
this
was
year
some.
finally.
Yeah.
But it's been a real battle. It's an economic thing.
I was gonna say, it's about money.
It's about money.
It's always about money.
It's always about money. But at the end of the day, kids' brains are developing it during that whole adolescent period. And when they're taking these vapes and
Right.
stuff, they are impacting their brains. And that you could debate marijuana for the rest of your life, but it's happening in the homes legally, but it does trickle down to the kids, right? And it becomes an addiction that can lead to other things. So people have the right to do whatever they want, and a lot of people can do things safely, they can do alcohol safely, they can do, you know, marijuana safely, recreationally, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But there are impacts.
Yeah. And you hear about fentanyl, and they say that, I don't even know what the size is, some size of a rice that can kill you.
Yeah.
This is my business head. Why would you, as a drug dealer, want to kill your clients? I don't understand that. Must be more clients waiting.
Well, the problem is that the baseline drugs that you sell stop performing well enough for the addict. So you have to add in to enhance the kick.
So your body gets used to it and you have to keep...
Totally.
I didn't know that.
So all these enhancements. We're dealing right now more with stimulants like cocaine and things like that are far more popular right now than heroin. Heroin went through this real popularity because it was cheap, and fentanyl got added. Fentanyl got added to marijuana, it got added to cocaine, it got added to everything.
And then you die.
And then you die.
It's ridiculous.
The things now with the stimulants, though, people aren't even, they can't even, you know, bring you back with the Narcan.
Right. I was wondering, we gotta ask you that, if the Narcan's still working.
It's-
They do on TV, like they give it to you and all of a sudden you
Right.
pop out of laying down and you're all set to go.
But the problem is that you stop breathing, and it can take like 7 or 8 Narcans to actually get you back. So
Whoa, that's
you've
too
got to
much
do
time.
CPR along with Narcan.
Oh my word.
It's dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's life and death.
Yeah, I'm against it all, so.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about me. I just, I don't, when I'd walk into theaters and, well, we're not sitting there,
Yeah.
you know, in the balcony, you know, like,
Yeah.
so I'd go sit down in the front.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's life and death.
Yeah.
Alcohol can be life and death. The drugs are life and death.
And you never know how you're gonna react, even the
Correct.
first one. I always figure I'd be the one with the first one, so I, you know,
Didn't do the first
Didn't
one.
do
Good for you.
try not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got talked into it once and it did nothing and I thought, what is this?
Yeah.
Except I went home and I ate the refrigerator.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have some name for that.
Munchies.
Yeah, I said, well, listen, if I'm gonna eat that much, I want to be on a white table with crystals and good champagne and leave me alone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have, and I was asking, after COVID, you didn't hear much about the drug problem here at all. If anything, it's gotten worse, I'm assuming, because COVID, you're home all by yourself and.
Yeah, I
Not
think
getting
it
any
definitely
support.
increased the
Yeah.
alcohol use, and that's
Yeah.
what we're seeing more repercussion from. And we, you know, getting back to the need, we really have to have more recovery beds and more
Yeah,
detox beds and stuff. And it's happening. This is our 5th annual summit, and one of the things we're going to be able to do from the podium is say, hey, we're making some progress, right? We're nowhere, we can't even see the finish line.
Yeah.
But the state is actually doing things that are, and that includes law enforcement and judges and prosecutors. Because if there are, and Chief Murad, when he was on my radio show, he brought a list of 10 people who had, you know, 200 arrests apiece. And one was 3rd one year and was 1st the next year,
wow.
right? So we have,
Congratulations.
yeah, right, exactly.
Give him an award.
Great accolades.
Wow.
So we are one of the messages that we push very hard is everybody who wants recovery, we should have it as accessible as possible. Meaning get them a bed, get them a detox, get them on the road to recovery. On the other side is this small percentage of people who are harming society on a daily basis, getting arrested all the time, getting released, getting arrested, getting released, and they need to actually be incarcerated. And we're dealing with that too. We met with now Commissioner Murad. We want to make sure if you're incarcerated and you're having a timeout, right? Then let's make sure that the correctional system is handling you well too.
Right.
So it's not incarceration. It's how do we rehabilitate and get people back, you know, give everybody a chance one way or the other.
And it doesn't matter, in town we were talking about when this synthetic stuff was being introduced. I got approached by people, I would never say who, but doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, I mean, they're kids, people that you wouldn't think about as having trouble with drugs and
Yeah.
alcohol. It's everywhere.
It's
And
everywhere.
it doesn't matter whether you are low income, poverty, or
Yeah.
coming from I was blown away by some of the people who came to me and asked me to vote one way or the other
Yeah.
on bills. And,
Yeah.
And I went home and just shook my head and said, my God bless us that we're there, but by the grace of God go
Yeah,
us.
totally. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. Could you tell us when this event is?
It's July 31st. It's the 5th Annual Substance Use Addiction Summit in Essex at the fairgrounds. Plenty of parking, free.
Cool.
Yeah.
Seats for everybody?
Seats for the summit, 800 seats for the summit. And then in another building is 100 booths.
Oh, wow.
Once the summit ends, people can spend 4 hours walking around.
God bless you. That's a wonderful thing to do. You
It-
should get a little more accolades on that one.
Well,
But it's such a great thing to do, Brad.
my co-chair Melinda White is a miracle woman, and we're a great team.
That's great. Well,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
good team. Thank you, Linda.
Melinda.
Melinda,
Yeah.
thank you, Melinda. Sorry. Thank you. Anyway, maybe we'll see you July
31st.
31st.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
for
you,
everything
Pat.
you do.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for the love of Vermont, as we say.
Well, it's great being
We
here.
do love it here.
Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you. Anyway, we'll see you next week, y'all. Have a good week. And for the record, this is Pat McDonald, your host for Vote for Vermont, where our tagline is listening beyond the soundbites.